All right, welcome, gentlemen. Jacob Bridges, director of the Capital City M Tour. We're here today for the Trophy and Award Ceremony, congratulating our champions for the event titled Test of Champions at Belmont Hills Country Club. The event was held on Saturday, May 8th. We had a total of 57 players. All in all, we had a total award of trophy and prize in the amount of $3,200. It's skipping me. The medalist for the day was a 3-over par 75, Jim Pollins out of the Senior Woods flight. In all, we had 6 contested flights, champions in each. And unique this season, for the first time, we had a sudden death playoff on the course where it determined our flight champions. In the flights of the Nicholas flight, Jay Davis, and in the Jones flight, Mr. Frank Miller. Pace of play, man, it's the talk right now. And there was a few groups out there that broke the 4-hour barrier, sub 4 hours. Very impressive tour model. It speaks very highly and favorably of the member group, how well we're able to move around, help each other out, keep balls in position in play. And obviously, to get that number right there close to 4 hours and then break in 4 hours, that's not happening anywhere. Let me say that again. Anywhere. Some words come out to be like the best, the greatest, but we lead the way. All right, so keep up. Good job to you guys. We'll hopefully have some time here to kind of check in on the point standings. Revisions occur monthly. The next one is going to be due on the 2nd of June. Overall, we had 40 reward members participate in our event, banking $400 in total towards that end of year rebate, now running at $1,890 to date. In our low net contest sponsored by Westerville Golf Center, we had 2 recipients, Sean Harper and Jeremy Mitchell. And for that contest, it's awarded to the top finishers in the low net contest who did not place in their flight. So it's kind of a mixed bag there, but they're kind of like the bubble boy or in poker, whatever you want to call it. They're the guys that didn't finish placing, but they get to go to the driving range to work on your game because you're almost there. All right, so what we're going to do here is we'll go into some of our champions here. Let's see who's on the call here. It looks like we got Mr. Frank Miller. Mr. Miller, you with us? You might be on mute. Unmute them. Mr. Miller, you with us?
I am now.
All right, there we go, buddy. All right, so our first champion joining us on the call here, this is my flight. So we had a good contested flight here today, tying for the most participants with 11 in the field. Close concentration of scores, came down to the wire, coming in for a tie for first with myself, a round of 16 over par 88. And we went on to the course for playoff, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you guys all. Congratulate Mr. Frank Miller. Frank?
Hey, I appreciate it. I was a little worried going in because I 4-putted that earlier.
When we were, I remember you telling me that before we hit the playoff, and I was like, man, where's that 4-putt magic right now? But that's one of the things about golf. When you have a bad hole, you certainly aren't bound to repeat it. You certainly learn from it, right? So that really kind of worked in your favor, knowing, you had more practice on that hole than I did.
Yeah, that's true. In my first putt, it was almost identical to where I was earlier. So it was I done told myself, I says, I ain't 4-putting this again. I guarantee that.
So you started on hole 2, just kind of a, we'll call it a lull kind of a day, just bogeyed out, right? Kept it together. Didn't really, obviously you were in a great position coming in, man. And do you check the leaderboard live scoring at all when you're out there on play?
I didn't until I teed off on that hole and I 4-putted it.
Oh,
so it was a straight choke. I was 2 strokes up and I thought, okay, all I got to do is just stay with what I'm doing, stay consistent.
You saw that
big number.
You saw that name. You saw that name on the leaderboard. It was like, oh yeah, right.
We went to it, and Brian said, the guy I was with, he says, "Hey, you're leading it." Oh, you got to be kidding me! And so then I started, instead of just playing golf, I started doing a numbers thing, and that just
Mhm.
and lost train of concentration on there. And when I walked up for the bogey putt, instead of
Mhm.
marking the ball, and I tried to lean over where I wasn't stepping in nobody's, and I pulled it right across the hole. And I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And
Right.
Sean said, "I think you probably should have marked that." I said, "I think you might be right."
Yeah, after it happened.
Yeah.
Says Captain Obvious.
Oh yeah. And then I go up to that par three, and it's all carry water,
Yep.
and I'm thinking, oh no. So my knees were knocking. I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely a an anxiety situation that I hadn't been in before.
Mhm.
And so I was like, oh, am I gonna pull a Rory at the PGA or a Jordan Spieth at the Masters? I mean, all those things would go. I had those Bubba Watson voices in my head.
Man, you really caught on a lot of good people. Like, well, listen, the comments that you're sharing, I think it's all inside of us. The way this competition is set up, regardless if you're a scratch golfer or you're a bogey golfer like yourself, that anxiety, that pressure moment, it's real, ain't it? And it's kind of what we all like that moment. And I'm a leaderboard watcher, but if you don't do it early, you might as well just pass because you shouldn't know it at that moment where you're 2, 3 holes out. It could actually alter your outcome. But um, congratulations to you, Mr. Miller.
I
You're the
appreciate it.
first of the champions that I'm gonna go around. There's an option here that you get to elect whether you like to receive the trophy and Visa gift card or the Visa gift card with the trophy expense. Which would you prefer?
I'll just take the Visa gift card.
Okay, so stay on the line, man. Listen to your other champs, and then we'll just give you a golfer's clap. All right, congratulations, Mr.
Awesome.
Miller.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right,
I appreciate it.
excellent. All right, so we'll go to our next champion. We'll go. I think we have. Yep. So that was our first champion. If you guys don't know, I do. The senior Jones flight was combined laterally with the Jones players. And speaking on behalf of many of the seniors that are out there, I hear it all the time. I can't play with the flat bellies, right? The young guys, they outdrive me all the time. Well, our first champion was a senior guy beating all the flat bellies, and I'm not a flat belly. Where are they at? Because I don't. But here we are with another one. We're going into our woods flight. Again, our senior woods competitors were combined with the flat bellies, and here we are. Not only did this gentleman here win the flight yesterday, but he was our medalist for the day. An impressive 3 over par, round of 75, 6-stroke victory. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jim Pullins.
All right.
Jim, you with us?
I am with you. Yes, I am.
All right, man. Walk us through. I mean, what does 3 over par sound like to us, but feel like for you?
Well, it started out on the par 3 14th. Is that right?
Yeah, right here.
And I missed the green and chipped it in. I have to confess, I missed the line I was chipping for, but it went in anyway.
Okay.
With Tony being about 4 feet for birdie, so he was thrilled to death about that.
And you're not in the super skins either. You don't get the super skins, do you?
No.
And I bet you what, man. You keep talking. I'm gonna check the super skins out and see what would have happened. Yeah, 14. Barry. Okay, Chris Barry. Okay, yeah, it would have pushed. So they pushed. All right, keep going.
So anyway, that was our starting hole. So from there, it was just really kind of consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the 4th hole, pulled it left, hit a tree branch, all that kind of stuff. I have to log my one double for the day. I was glad to only have one. And then was fortunate enough on, I guess, the 13th hole, then the last hole, to hit a drive that caught the hill just right and only left me 100 yards into the pin, put it about 2 feet, which is an easy kick in. So it was just a simple day for me.
Well, for many of us, I haven't heard it yet, but the theme of the day was hills, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there was lies, undulating. I was in a fairway on 16, and I was like this. It was really ball above my feet. How that day? Do you have any of those lies out there yesterday?
Well, I had a few of them. I'll tell you the truth. The thing I've learned about playing on hills you're much better off to play to the flat spot, even if it's a longer shot in, than it is to play a shorter shot and have an uphill lie or a downhill lie or something like that. So,
Mhm.
when you're playing a hilly course, you kind of have to think about, where do I want to hit my next one from, not necessarily how close do I have to be.
You know what? I think our first event was Apple Valley, right? So
Mhm.
Hills Valley, and I hit all the flat spots in Valley, and my round still didn't come out to 75. So, well, listen, man, congratulations to you
Thank you.
on your round, being a medalist. Very impressive. It was a windy day, hills and all that, but as you described it, sounds like you got your game together. And looks like you're in a great position at the early part of the year. So, like the champion before you, you have the election to receive a Visa gift card and trophy, or a Visa gift card only. Which do you prefer?
My wife said to take the Visa gift card alone.
Visa. Wife, tell your wife, say Happy Mother's Day. All right.
I will. And to yours too.
All right. Congratulations to you. Golfers clap, Mr. Paulus. Go on to our next champion here. And looks like I had him. Where'd we go? There he is. All right. So we'll go to our next flight here. One of our largest flights in the tournament. We get to call him a champ. He gets his title back. All right. So this guy right here, he's a big helping hand. He brought my bag to the course, very helpful in that regard. And we kind of had some messaging early in the morning, and he asked me, would I like anything on the way that he could pick up? And I said, yeah, stop by the PJ Superstore and see if you can pick up any deals on, bring your A game packages. And he did. He brought it. I brought it too. He brought it. So we kind of, rip shot each other earlier in that day. But this is an impressive round. Had it together. Had his beautiful wife with him during the day to observe and keep him in check as well. From Asheville, Ohio, 8 over par, round of 80, 2-stroke victory, Mr. Tim Jamison. How was that day?
Jacob?
What's up,
I'm
buddy?
good. Hey, first, so I really do want to congratulate Jim Pullins. +3 on that golf course is absolutely phenomenal. The course, was a little bit wet and muddy. It is very hilly. Greens were fairly fast, but some weird breaks. I'm sure everybody experienced that.
Mhm.
And to caveat, if you want to go back to him and his super skins, thank you, Jim, for not getting in the super skins, because it won me one on 13. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, right. You would have pushed him.
Hey, he would have pushed me.
Yeah, it is right. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it
So-
was a pretty
So
fun
you
day.
started. What hole did you start on, Tim?
16, sir.
So 16. Start up bogey. 2 out of 3. Got one
Yep.
back on 1. So what was this putt? What was this on 1? I mean, it's super downhill. I'm talking like runway downhill. What were you looking at on that birdie?
So the pin was what, back right-ish?
Mhm. Yep.
I was middle of the green. I had a pretty decent read on it and just put a good little roll on it and just caught the lip and just whoop, went right in. Same as 13. It was like,
Mhm.
didn't know if it was going to go in, just caught the lip just right and boop, went in.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy with both them birdies.
So in between those birdies there, you kind of had some, spots here. This par 3 really gave you some trouble.
Dude, they need to throw that par 3 out. Okay. This is the second time I've played that par 3, and I think I've had the same score. I hate that par 3.
That's the one.
And
It's like 200 yards for you guys, right?
it's 200 yards from us from the black.
Into the win, and semi into the
And
win, right? Right to left.
The wind was kind of
Mhm.
semi in your face and blowing definitely right to left. So
Mhm.
I hit it out to the right, thinking the wind would blow it back, and it said no. So I was in the bunker. I raked, I placed, and I did one of them famous little poofs where it just kind of goes about 2 yards.
Oh wow.
So I'm still in the bunker. I raked, but I didn't rake deep enough.
Mhm.
And I took my normal shot. Well, in the front of the bunker, it was clay. So it squirted on me. So anyways, yeah, I brushed it off. My wife said, settle down. And
Right.
I kind of did, but
Yeah, so in between, those the birdies, you had to survive that, but kind of you're a leaderboard watcher, right? You kind of knew your
I did.
position. You didn't?
Actually, I did not. I
Okay.
checked the leaderboard with 3 holes to go, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
What hole did I birdie? 13. So
13. So that's the hole you
13,
probably checked it.
yeah, 13 2 years ago. I was in the woods off to the left, and I took a really high number. And I picked a good line, like Jim said. I knew to play it out over the pine tree to the right.
Mm-hmm.
It's more flat over there, and you
Mhm.
got a great angle into the hole.
Yeah,
So I checked
that
it
was
in, and I'm like, dude, all I gotta do is par in. And hey, I made birdie, I made par. The bogey was kind of my fault because I was shaking a little bit, but I knew I had at least a stroke or 2 lead. So it was just get it in the hole and go to the clubhouse.
that birdie on 13, that par 4. You said it right. I was in the same position, and it had to be the largest green in the whole whatever county we were playing. That thing was so large. But it was very soft and spongy in the front of it, where the
And
pin
very
kind of
soft. So the
yeah.
guys that were punting from the front,
Mhm.
their putts are very slow.
Mhm.
I was middle left. So I had about a 15-footer and it
Mhm.
rolled very, very true.
Very true. Yeah, I wish I was on that side. I came from the bottom straight up to it, and it was hard because I had a little bender to the right to left, and I couldn't navigate it. But yeah, coming from where you were, I think the grain was with you, and it was rolling really flat. True. Well, listen, well, congratulations again, champ. You got that victory this year that you kind of missed on the year before. So obviously, we're in the first quarter of the season, put you in a great position for that points race. And the champions before you that I had asked, you have the option to receive a trophy visa or a visa only. Which would you prefer?
We're gonna go with some crystal and a Visa gift card.
All right, man. Well, listen, all the way from Asheville, Ohio, 2-stroke victory, Mr. Tim Jamin, golfers clap. All right. We'll go to our next champion. Come on. I think we got this fight right here. So this is a good story to tell here. This is another senior champion, co-joined with the open flat belly guys, right? And I got one of my flat bellies on the line listening. I love the title, but reality tells me differently. But so we have another senior co-join here. This story that I got to share with you guys, if you're not following, great off season. Had a couple moments where he shared that he either got some instruction, some new sticks, really improving his game, and that's what this is about: competition, and people can improve. And here we are now for a second consecutive victory. I think his first one will also kind of similar fashion, low 90s, great margin of victory. In this case right here, we got a round of 21 over par 93, 7-stroke victory. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cliff Wiley.
Thanks. I appreciate that, Jacob. But since I am improving, my last victory was 84. I was in the 80s.
Oh, sorry.
Not low 90s. That was my personal best.
That's right. It was. Yeah.
Yeah. But so I had to at least put that out there.
Yeah. I stand corrected.
I didn't get lessons. I just got fitted for clubs and bought a whole new set. I've spent a pretty penny on those clubs at Golf Tech, but he fitted me to my driver, and I've been hitting that driver so sweet ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that's where my game has gotten better. The consistency with the clubs that I have now.
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 years ago, I've hit in the 70s a few times, and then I got a little older, whatever, injuries, aging, whatever, and I hadn't played like I'm playing now. I don't feel like I feel like I'm playing now like I did back when I was hitting in the 70s. So I feel I'm going to be hitting in the 70s this season. So y'all heard it first.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, before you do that, I'm gonna welcome you back in the Jones fight pretty soon. You can come on up when you want, man. You want?
I'm itching to get back to some little better. I mean, everybody plays golf, but I would need some better competition. The guys I'm playing with now, I'm starting to blow them away.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this on this round here, I'm older guy, so those hills, walking up and down those hills, I got tired because I wasn't in the fairway. So as I get tired, my game diminishes. I was doing pretty good. My last 3 holes, I went 6 or 7 over.
What hole you start on?
I started on 4.
Oh yeah, so you came in double, double, double.
Yeah, on the last 3
Yeah.
or 4 holes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was tired at that point. Yeah. So
Well,
if I can
for the-
get my stamina up, I would have had I would have been in at least the 80s again.
Yep. So yeah, for not the comfort of the other champions, you had some cushion to where fatigue, you could have got away with some doubles, right? But
Yeah.
the condition is part of it, man. And you know, we know what Tiger did to the game as far as fitness, and you see a lot of other PGA pros do the same. It's a part of it. And but yeah, those hills, back to the course, man. Remember where before we went off to the course, I kind of underscored it, like, this is a hilly course. Any other course that has hills in it should remove that from their title, because this is the only one that should have hills in its name. Well, listen, Mr. Wiley, congratulations again. 2 times in a row. Your game is improving. And like I said, I welcome you up to the flight above you. You may initiate that move at any time, but if you want to sit back and wait till that index does it itself, we'll wait and see what happens.
I'm ready to move next for Westfield if I can.
Oh, Westbrook, we can do that, man.
Westbrook.
Yeah. All right, champ.
And then
Get him out of there.
that
Get
gives
him out of
those
there.
guys in the Watson a chance, better chance. Because if I play Watson next week, I'm planning on shooting low 80s.
Listen, so before we go further, I'm a foot stomp what you're doing here. That is very respectful of you for the parameters at which the flight occurs. You know your improvement. You're self-aware to allow the other flight and guys stay connected and engaged, and you know where you're at and where you want to go. So I commend you on this conversation, and I just want to very compliment you because you're a champion, man. And the tour, yes, there's these models that allow for that wiggle in between the flight, but at this regard, you're actually recognized where you're going. And I welcome you to the Jones flight at Westbrook, and I'll make a note that we see that happen for that.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, once again, congratulations, Mr. Wiley.
Thank you. Now I gotta back my talk up on.
Yeah, that's that. We gonna see. You shouldn't have any T differential. It's just a competition. You just have more guys around you.
Okay, that'll work for me.
All right, so I'll take a note. So did I get the trophy out of you or the visa?
I did. I would like to see what the trophy looked like. I don't know if you showed it. I got on here a little late.
No.
But I know you said that you don't repeat the same style, do you?
I try not to.
Trophy. Then give me a trophy.
Okay.
As long as it's not one that I already have, because
well, show me your inventory.
I only have 4.
Well, when we get later, I'll get back with you. Just show me what your inventory looks like, and I'll see what I can get around it.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we have 2 other champions. I can't tell. We got a lot of people on this call here. My window doesn't show everyone. Do I have Mr. Huffman on the line? By chance, Mr. Huffman? No. Nope. Okay. So that goes for all our champions. So what we'll do here, we'll skip to some things that are upcoming, and we'll jump to the standing here a little bit. Coming up this week, if you guys were paying attention, it keeps transitioning on me. All right. So doing a little segment here where will be some filming this coming Wednesday. I'll be filming out at the Westerville Golf Center. And the tour, like myself, if you guys want to participate in this, I really welcome you out there. If you're out there with me on the Westerville Golf Center, on me, you can have some balls and hit. But just to be surrounded by the great member group that I'm going to talk about and what this tour is for those who are not aware of what Capital City is about, I certainly just want you to be in that environment. So the filming will be on Wednesday again, and the show will air on this coming weekend while we're at Westfield, and then the following morning on ABC6 after the nationwide program this week with George Stephanopoulos. So again, I invite you guys out there, and if you do come, balls on me, man. All right, and the filming will take place between 9 and 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Westerville Golf Center, 9 and 10 a.m. Looks like the weather the days leading up to and on that day is going to be calm. So look forward to that. Before we get long in this, our next event is Brook. We got a lot of West. We had Firestone West. What happened? We have Firestone West on the schedule. We have Westfield on the schedule. This is Westbrook. So Westbrook is in Mansfield, Ohio. It's our first event on the season. It keeps shutting down on me. We'll keep it here. And it's the first event on the season that's worth double points in the points race. So there's 2 times per the Capital City points race. At this moment, as I'm talking to you, field max is 81 players and we have 78 paid. So there's a lot of people out there. I've gotten a lot of signups in the last 2-3 hours ever since I hit that reminder. And I'm seeing a lot of increase in signups. So if your buddies are out there and you know that they're going to play, but they haven't been paid, we can check out the player list and see if you can confirm your spot or not. So I did mention we'll take a look at the Capital City point standings. You guys got any questions while I navigate? Okay. So the point standings are updated at every event page on the banner here. If you just go to point standings, you should see, this is a different view because it's the admin sign, but you simply should see the season standings here. And all you need to do is select your flight and then you'll be able to find your standing. So we had Mr. Pullins, our senior woods champ. So he just got that victory here. You know, he climbed a little bit closer to Mr. Burleson in that division, just trailing a little bit by 205 points. But with those double points that are going to be available this coming weekend, you see there's a lot more points. The local major tournaments, when it's double points, this is how much it's worth. Obviously, it's just double the value of which our standard events are. And all the events on the season, the ones that are double points are up here. And then we got a multiplier of 4 for our tour championship. Mr. Wiley commented that, you know, he may be coming up with us. Oops, we're on the wrong flight, man. Here's Mr. Wiley here. You know, clearly you got a substantial lead with those 2 wins. But these points, if you do come on up with us, you go into the Senior Jones flight, your points will transfer to a tie for 3rd. Okay. So it's going to cut you out about 700 points, but you can see how close that division is.
It is close. And it's, if I going now, I got a better chance than if I'm going 2 or 3 rounds down the road.
You got it, man. So it's a calculated decision.
Yeah.
By virtue of that win that Mr. Miller had out of my flight, bagging 450 points, it led me to be the top point earner in my flight. So I jumped, you know, 5 spots and kind of made it real close for us. So this 900 point event for first place, whoever does it, man, it's going to really put them in a very pivotal position just exiting the first quarter of the season. Okay. So what I can also do now, we got about, 4 minutes ago. The event that I announced today that's now open is the Independence Day Bash at NCR. And already we have 24 players signed up in the last hour. I mean, registration opened at noon today, and we had 24 players sign up. And it's a bash. If you know what a bash means, it's a party. This is where we're going. This is recorded, so I'll be able to recycle this later to you guys and share it. Not only we're trying to play golf here, I'm also trying to secure the pool and the Oasis Cafe on the property. It was a vision of mine to have this kind of set up last year at Mount Vernon Country Club, but COVID thwarted that. So basically it's a day, which is the 4th of July, but it's observed on the 5th, where we play golf. And sometimes we kind of disconnect with our families on weekend when we play these tournaments. And I've always wanted to put ourselves in a position as we frequent these private clubs that we also have access to the amenities on them. Now we can't do both, but maybe your family can. Like if you have the wife and kid or sister, nieces, nephews, and we play and we get the pool pass, I'm trying to figure that out. And that's why it's called a bash. So if it's worthy of the time and the weather's great for it, I feel like it could be a great family day. All right, win-win. All right, so that's what I got. We got about a good 2.5 minutes here. I'm gonna put an open mic out there. What do you guys have questions on, or what you're seeing, where we're headed, where we're going, that sort of thing?
Hey, Jacob, this is Clarence Royal. How are you?
What's up, man?
Hey, number one, I want to congratulate Cliff on another outstanding victory, coming from the senior class and kicking all of our flat belly butts. Very, very commendable, and even more commendable of him, jumping up and letting us get a chance to compete against each other, because it is very challenging. And you look on the scoreboard and you see this guy 10 strokes ahead of you. You're like, what in the hell? Who is this
Who
guy?
is this guy? Right.
Yeah.
But to hear him say that he's been shooting in the 70s before, hey, I'm new to the game, and that's where I aim to get one day too. So congratulations and thank you very much for that.
Welcome.
Yeah. Great camaraderie there, man. That's complimentary to us. Selfless comments to just cheer each other on, and we always want to get better and have that round where you're not, worried about, oh my God, I did too good, or I shot too low. What's going to happen next? Don't worry about that, man. Just play golf. Let everything else take care of that. As we're getting short here, I will mention that yesterday, the event, even those guys that do shoot 70s sometimes, right? They can't hit the green. So that's a carryover closer to the pin for Hogan and Player. No one hit the green on hole 7. So there's an $80 carryover into Westbrook. I think everyone's going to join in that because it's padded now with $80 more. So that's going to be a huge pot for whoever wins that and takes that score down at Westbrook. So, all right. All right. Well, listen, I can go ahead and close this up. I really appreciate the time everyone has had on this wonderful Mother's Day to join me and congratulate our champions. I look forward to seeing you all at Westbrook. If it's not that one, we follow thereafter. I'm hosting an event, an AGT series event at Westfield on May 24th. But until then, we look forward to having our first local major, very successful one this coming weekend. I'm Jacob Bridges, Capital City Am Tour. We'll see you on the course.
All right.
Thanks, Jacob.
Okay. Thank
Take
you.
care, guys.
All right.